Right, 7 players who always enter beast mode during the World Cup season. Basically average players, but only play good when it comes to the World Cup season. Want to play for their countries. Right, let's just... feel so disrespectful for saying that. But anyways, let's just get straight into the video, man.
We're sure you guys already know that at the end of this season, we'll be diving straight into the World Cup. What that means is that there's some extra motivation for a lot of players to perform this. It is every player's dream to represent their country on the biggest stage of all, and you can see it in how some players perform whenever the World Cup is on the horizon. Well, who are some of these players? We'll find out in this video today. These are 7 players who go into beast mode during a World Cup season. Top of this list certainly has to be Richarlison.
Richarlison, oh my god, bro. I'll never forget that goal he scored against, I don't know what team, was it South Korea in the World Cup 2022? Bro, that bicycle kick, I swear to God, bro. Like, when he puts on the shirt for Brazil, he's actually not bad. But in a club competition, that's a different situation, man.
He has not been great in the last couple of seasons, but with the World Cup coming at the end of this campaign, he seems to have found his best form again, scoring 2 goals and assisting 1 in the first 2 Premier League games of the season. The same was the case ahead of the 2022 World Cup. He was directly involved in 3 goals in his last 7 Premier League games before the World Cup. Remember, he also scored a brace in the Champions League against Marseille at the beginning of that season. He did just enough to earn the starting spot for Brazil at the World Cup, where he was directly involved in 4 goals in 4 appearances. Don't be surprised if he goes ahead to do the same thing at the 2026 World Cup, even though he now has some serious competition from João Pedro for that position. Another player...
For me, personally, João Pedro has to start, but hey, like I said, some players only care about playing for their countries, you know, so...
Who definitely belongs on this list is Luke Shaw. This dude disappears every season, but once the World Cup is coming around, he manages to stay fit and make the England squad.
A shout out to Luke Shaw, Euros 2021 or 2020, whatever it was called, right? When he scored against Italy, or just his overall performance in the competition, bro. Like, honestly, that Euros, we should have won, honestly. Once Italy won, I was like, oh, done supporting England. But then, like, certain things happen, and after 22, I'm like, okay, try supporting Euro 24, but...
Heck, it's not even just the World Cup for him. Whenever there's an international tournament on the horizon, Shaw just goes into beast mode. Ahead of the 2022 World Cup, Shaw was fully fit and agile. He then went ahead to feature in every one of England's games at the tournament, including 4 full 9s. He also did the same ahead of the 2020 Euros. This famously injury-prone player somehow managed to play 32 Premier League games that season and was fit enough to play 5 full games at the Euros, including 2 games that went to extra time. Fast forward to the 2024 Euros, and he still somehow did just enough to make the squad and feature in 3 games at the tournament. So with the 2026 World Cup looming, you can rest assured that you'll be seeing more and more of Shaw this season. He's about to have a really spectacular season, and that's certainly great news for Manchester United fans. But Shaw is not the only England international on this. There are a couple more, actually. Can you guess who they are? Take a shot at it in the comments. We'll see if you're right soon.
My guess is Rashford. You know what I mean? I think Rashford would be on this list. He's at Barcelona now, and he's doing okay. Not the greatest start, but he's doing okay. He's trying his best, but hopefully, as he gets used to it, he will start cooking. I believe he should be on this list. So
while you're there, if you aren't yet subscribed to the channel, go do that right away, so you never miss out on our amazing content. Okay, let's now talk about Olivier Giroud.
Olivier Giroud. I'm not sure about this one, you know. Olivier Giroud on this list. Really? This guy always performs, even if it's not a World Cup season. That's kind of crazy, because I remember what he did for Milan, you know. He won the Scudetto for them, you know. Zlatan coming in 2019 obviously was the reason why they even got to that stage in the first place. But that season he got a lot of injuries, and they got in Olivier Giroud, and the rest was history. What he did for Chelsea as well, winning the Champions League with us. I'm not sure if it's just because of a World Cup season this guy performs, man. I'm not too sure. I think he's gotten to the stage now where he's got a lot of respect, and to put him on this list, I'm going to hear it, but I disagree with this one, man. I don't think he should be on this list. He's way too good to not be on this list, but let's just see, man.
His international retirement, he used to be a World Cup staple for France. Ahead of the 2014 World Cup, he was directly involved in 33 goals in 51 appearances, finishing in the top 7 in the Premier League top scorers chart.
Okay.
Ahead of the 2018 World Cup, seeing as he wasn't doing so well at Arsenal anymore, he decided to leave and join Chelsea in January, where he was directly involved in 4 goals in 4 FA Cup games, helping Chelsea win the trophy that summer.
That goal against Southampton in the semi-finals of the FA Cup was crazy. Nah, literally, like, man was moving like fucking, I don't know who, bro. Let me know in the comment section down below. But the way his body movements able to keep balance in that situation was insane, bro. Like, wow, fair play, man.
He did the same thing ahead of the 2022 World Cup. He was directly involved in 14 goals for AC Milan in the first half of the 2022-23 season, ensuring that he retained the starting shirt for France even at the age of 36. Another centre forward.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
Forward who certainly belongs on this list is Alexander Mitrovic, ahead of the 2022.
Yeah, this guy is kind of a weird one with him because, like, I feel like he's a good player, don't get me wrong, and he scores a lot of goals, and I think he scored 40 plus in the championship, but it's like, whenever he got back to the Premier League after he got relegated and stuff like that, he never really did well, did he, and stuff like that. But then, yeah, he's a good player, man. He's a good player. I know in Saudi Arabia, he should have been player of the season a couple of seasons ago, but they gave it to Cristiano Ronaldo. You know what I mean? For his age, that's very good, though. It's still, you know, for age of Cristiano, it's insane. But, I mean, someone different like, you know, Mitrovic, I don't know, man. But, yeah, he's a weird one, you know what I mean? Like, loads of goals in the Championship and not really doing well in the Premier League. So it's quite difficult to say, but...
World Cup, this dude turned into an absolute monster. He started the 2022-23 League season by scoring 6 goals in the opening 6 games, going into the World Cup in November in red-hot form. It was even the same story ahead of the 2018 World Cup. He started the season struggling with injuries at Newcastle, but in January he moved to Fulham and went crazy, scoring 12 goals in 17 appearances.
Wow.
With the 2026 World Cup looming, reports say that he is eyeing a move back to Europe, so don't be surprised if you see him get back to tearing things up. Now, remember we said Shaw is not the only Englishman in this video. That's because Marcus Rashford is also here.
Bingo! I told you. Did I not say Rashford as well? Bingo!
Really good season was the 2022 and the World Cup was in the middle of that season, remember? That year, Marcus Rashford was world class and ended up being named the PFA Premier League Fans Player of the Year. Ahead of the 2018 World Cup,
I will say that season was kind of crazy because that's the season he scored the most goals in all competition, probably like 30 plus at least. Like, yeah. And that was first season under Ten Hag. You know, Cristiano was there as well, but, you know, they had a falling out and stuff like that. But it's weird because, like, Rashford's shown that he can do this kind of stuff. But it's just never been consistent. You know, 18, 19, I think 19, 20 were good seasons for him. But yeah, man, it's like, you know, let's just hope he kicks it for Barca, man. I would love it if he just does well for us as well. So, yeah, he's an interesting one as well, Rashford.
went crazy. He was just but he was directly involved in 22 goals for United, doing enough to earn a spot at the World Cup in Russia. Not only did he get a spot, he featured in 6 of England's 7 games at the tournament. So, Barcelona fans, this must be good news for you. With the 2026 World Cup coming up next summer, Rashford is about to go wild this season, for sure, especially after he missed out on England's last Euro squad. Before we talk about the other Englishmen in this video, let's quickly talk about Vincent Aboubakar. You might not know much about him, where he plays or how he plays, but when the World Cup is looming, he goes crazy. In the 2013-14 season, he was directly involved in 24 goals in 35 Ligue 1 appearances. He really finished second to just Zlatan Ibrahimovic in the Golden Boot race that season while playing for Lorient. He was absolutely incredible in that game. And of course, he went on to lead Cameroon's 2014 World Cup in Brazil. And even though Cameroon didn't qualify for the 2018 World Cup, he was still crazy that season. He was directly involved in 33 goals in 43 appearances for Porto and was the league's 4th highest goal scorer that season. He was even involved in 7 goal contributions in 6 Champions League appearances that season. Nah, World Cup year, Aboubakar is just always a different animal. Right now, he is without a club after having left Hatayspor this summer, but we still have our eyes on him. He's most likely going to go nuts this season wherever he goes. Finally, John Stones is another guy who enters beast mode in the World Cup season. His injury woes are no secret, but whenever the World Cup is in view, he somehow manages to stay fit and get to his best self. This dude made only 6 Premier League starts last season due to his injury issues, but this season he has already played 172 of the first 180 minutes of the season, and he looks...
I will say about John Stones though, I actually thought when Pep came to Man City, right, and you know, John Stones was there, I think he brought him there and stuff like that, I can't even remember, but honestly, like, I thought as time goes on, he will leave. I thought John Stones would leave, Pep will get someone else, but he's actually stayed and actually improved as a defender. It's crazy. Like, he's a very good defender. I wouldn't say he's like world class, but he's, you know, he's actually been very good for Man City, man. It's like, it's crazy how things turned out from Everton to City. Like, that's just insane.
Looks like he's back to being his very best self. And of course, ahead of the 2022 World Cup, he was great, playing as a centre-back and an inverted right-back for Manchester City. He missed only 3 Premier League games due to injury in the months leading to the World Cup, and he was even involved in 2 goals from the defence during that period. If you remember, that was the same season he helped Manchester City win the UEFA Champions League, as well as the European treble for the first time in their history. Then, of course, he went on to start every single one of England's games at the World Cup, playing full 90 minutes in all but one of the games. Interestingly, after the World Cup, his body broke down a bit. Sidelined for a month due to a hamstring injury. He is just a very interesting guy, isn't he? Are there more players you know of who go crazy in a World Cup season? Drop their names in the comments. If you enjoy...
Yeah, that was actually quite a very good video. I like how the video was done. You know what I mean? For me, personally, let me just see if the video is actually done or not. Yeah, it's done. But let me know, are there any players that you would put on this list that are missing out and stuff like that? Just let me know in the comment section down below. Of course, you can go back and say, oh, something like the 90s of like certain players and stuff like that. I get it, but let's just keep it to like recent times, innit? Like, I think that would be more accurate. But let me know, it's up to you. Just drop a name and we'll discuss. But thank you so much for tuning into my videos, and I'll see you in the next one. All right, take care and goodbye.